What is up, everyone? Gannon Buhr joined with
Calvin Heimberg,
and we are here at stop number 2 of the Go Throw Tour in Greenbrier, Arkansas for the Persimmon Ridge Championship.
This coverage is sponsored by Infinite Discs.
Be sure to subscribe to Ace Run Pro on YouTube for more content. Follow them on all the socials there. We have some pretty breezy conditions today, swirly at times, and we were able to avoid the rain, so that was awesome.
Yeah, the avoiding of the rain did not seem probable there looking at the forecast. First player, we have Abrahan Bahena, 995 rated, 8 down round 1, local to Arkansas. Our second player is yours truly, Gannon Buhr, 8 under round 1 as well, 3-time major winner, looking to chase down the leaders.
Our third player today is Evan Scott, also 8 under, 30 career wins. He's got a very controlled game and a very confident putting stroke. And then rounding out the card, we have Jake Monn. These two are best friends that tour together, so it was a really fun day out there. Getting into hole 1 is a par 3, 482 feet. This played pretty medium on the difficulty scale. Definitely one that you are not expecting to get, but it feels great. There are a few OB hazards. We have this creek short. I actually learned today that that cart path played as a river, and a player landed in the middle of that. Super unlucky. Yeah, the beautiful PR right there with the bushes.
We are live on the box for the 2:15 p.m. tee time. This is your Chase Card in the MPO division. Teeing off first, you guys know him well. Sponsored by Persimmon Ridge, one of the local heroes. Give it up for Abrahan Bahena.
I believe Abe is throwing a mixed bag today. He's also not able to throw forehands right now, so you're going to see 99% backhands from him today.
Ooh, we beat those trees in the middle, but just crushed it. Crazy fact about Abe, he qualified and played in the Beat the Pros earlier this week. Funny to find a Beat the Pros member and Chase Card.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy, and an 8 under is a very solid score.
Looks real clean out of the hand. Oh.
OB. Nice little out of bounds to start my day. That one was weird. It's kind of one of those times where you had like a, not the best grip, but you kind of just go with the flow, and it probably wasn't the best idea. Like I said, Evan has a pretty well-rounded game. Doesn't throw the furthest, but has great accuracy with both forehand and backhand.
Oh, yeah, you got this one turning. If it doesn't fade too much, it should be in a good spot. A little short, a little left, but he has an open look.
Jake also sponsored by DGA along with Evan. They throw very similar bags. A lot of hypercanes, tsunamis, squalls.
Ooh, this one looks a little low.
There's Luke explaining what happened. Oh wow. Raid shot.
Got there quick, I guess.
I will say that's probably the quickest shot I've thrown in 2 years.
That was awful.
I don't know what was awful about that, but
It was bad. Jake actually has been banging putts recently. So maybe at least wanting to draw some metal there.
Ooh, nice putt there to start the round for Evan. Always love to start with a big putt on one. Just feels good. Easy to take that confidence through the rest of the round.
Here's a big putt.
Ooh.
Nice little bogey save.
Yeah, way to ramp that one in there.
I thought I missed that one, and I felt so dumb because I was like, if I'm going to take a double bogey after that careless approach, I told myself like I wouldn't do that if this was the World Championship. So no more of that.
Abe tapping in his par. Jake about to do the same. All right, hole 2 is a par 4, 584 feet. Ranked 12th, hardest hole on the course, average a little bit under par. Most people are going to be throwing a little chip hyzer, leaving themselves with another hyzer around these trees to get to this kind of mean green. Anything that comes in spiking on the right side or the back side of the green will most likely roll away. So you want to be kind of short and left and leave yourself with a putt.
I did hear of today Zach Nash putting it in circle 2 off the tee. Pretty crazy.
That line's definitely there. I wonder if he went up the middle or...
Yeah, he went big kind of turnover.
Yeah, that line is there. We had a nice crossing wind too, so definitely would help it swing back.
This tee shot's pretty boring, just a couple simple hyzers.
Yeah, if you swing it too wide, you can kind of get those little bushes in the way. But it's kind of like pick your poison, because if you saw it off too far left, you're kind of left with more of a blind second shot.
That one's way down there. I noticed the lower penetrating line was pushing a little further.
Yep, that looks to be placed right about exactly where you want it. This is gonna hopefully not roll. Came in a little flat. Checked up pretty well. He came in on a flatter angle, but not the putt you want on this hole.
That one's looking a bit better.
Yep. It's a great shot. I'm sure he's played it a lot. I think he's one of the local pro, well, not local, but he's sponsored by Persimmon. That's perfect.
Yeah, that's the sweet spot, just up and to the left of the basket.
I actually saw Joey Buckets throw this one in for 2 today.
I heard that one. It was super loud.
Upside down, it would be when I walk over. Yeah.
That seemed like it ended up pretty good. Hit the hill soft with a putter.
Evan from about 30 feet.
Ooh.
Good
Ooh.
sit.
Yeah. A lot of times those roll, so that was a good sit. Good putt there from Jake. Grabbing the birdie. Abe as well. I feel like this is one you really want to get. It's kind of a short par 4, but it does tend, you tend to see it bite at least one person. It didn't really bite anyone on this card, but I feel like 2 days I played it, I saw some rollaways.
Yeah, we've got pretty lucky with not rolling away here for sure. It's just 2 pretty simple stock hyzer shots. Moving on to hole 3.
I've been really struggling with connection.
Yes, connecting can be so difficult, especially in your case, as it's with an audience and not just one person.
Exactly.
Have you tried telling them about Infinite's inventory?
All the time. 100,000 discs.
Right.
Biggest online retailer.
Well, what if you told them something about yourself? Maybe a confession.
What do you mean?
Isn't it true that you faked the ace that you posted in that snow video recently?
I did, but what does that have to do with the whole connection? We got the confession.
what's
Lemonade,
going on?
lemonade.
Hey, stop!
Get him.
What are you doing? Hey! I love my jab.
All right, hole 3 is averaging exactly par and exactly middle for the course. Well, yeah. So we got par 4, 675 feet. Ideal landing zone's right about here. And then there's basically just anything you want to do to reach the basket. There's not a super consistent way to park it. You're going to see a lot of backhand skip shots land right about here. But I have seen over the top backhand and forehand get to about 25 feet. So you're going to probably see some turnover backhands off the tee and some forehands as well.
This needs to hold, but it's not.
Yeah, that's OB. The tough part about this hole here is I feel like there's typically a tailwind. And if you don't get that edge way down to the right, it's not going to hold. And I had not seen this line before.
Yeah, this is a very different line. I saw this one from the next hole's fairway coming through, and I was very confused.
I was also confused because I feel like this shot was really bad and got further than his shot.
Yeah, I mean, that's just about right where you want to be, down beneath the hill in the bottom.
Yep, we got Evan going, control driver turnover, and
Ooh, a little too understable.
it was
maybe?
almost good. It just didn't quite have enough height on it. So Jake's probably about 400 feet right here.
This is looking pretty good if it beats that last seater. Yeah, it did. That's great. It's a really good shot from where he was.
Evan trying to follow suit. This one's looking even better.
Yeah, they're right next to each other. They both hit that gap perfectly. Can Abe do it as well? Oh, he's going up high.
You can see that left to right tailwind just beating it down.
Yeah, he's going to have quite a bit left there. Not really a putt. Going to be a little approach from there.
I'm going splice, just trying to turn it over and keep it low. Had some tricky footing there.
Oh, caught the edge of that cedar.
I wasn't too mad about that shot. I was feeling like I was going to land kind of near Jake and Evan and just didn't quite get past the tree. He was telling me this one hurt his arm, so probably not going to see another one of those today.
Yeah. It's unfortunate because forehand's a real valuable tool to get out of trouble.
Yeah, I mean, I find myself using a forehand approach probably 75% of the time if I can.
Ooh, Jake sneaking that one in.
About as low as you can get, low left.
Evan also getting that nice birdie. It's a good one to get. That one, this one and the next one I feel like are very gettable, but also very missable.
Yeah, I feel like this one is a really good birdie because it's tough to park it. There's a lot of holes you can park, and this one's definitely not one of them.
All right, hole 4, 842-foot par 4. OB on the left, not really any on the right. Good tee shots will be landing right about here, to where you can access this low ceiling fairway into the green. Headwind on this hole, so sometimes people end up more right than they would like, and they'll be taking over the tops and trying to just catch these trees around the green. But tricky green, easy to 3-putt on this one. This one's getting pulled pretty far right. Yeah, he's not going to be left with a whole lot from there other than over the top.
Oh, headwind.
This one needs to sit down and it will check up nicely. That's actually a decent angle into the basket.
Gannon confused about the wind.
As usual. And that's why.
He's turning a little early.
That's 2 days in a row. I felt like my drive was looking good until it got about 200 feet out of my hand.
Didn't go much farther than that.
Nope.
Abe throwing something stable high with a little turn. This one looks like it's going to be good. I don't know if it's going to get far enough left to... Oh, it did. That's going to be in a pretty attackable spot. Seems like a good drive. Alright, going with the forehand. Where did this go? Oh, caught the tree.
Luckily it is not out of bounds, but yeah, I had an over the top line, but kind of same thing I was telling myself, just want to play the course how it's meant to be played, and it should allow me to stay away from the bogeys unless I make a pretty big error. Jake was about 50 feet further than me, so he was able to do that with no problem and give himself a long look.
Yeah. Honestly, where Jake lands on this hole is kind of one of my least favorite spots. It puts you in a tricky position on whether or not to run the putt or not. It's really low ceiling, and the backside of the green is not forgiving. Abe was a little left on that one. Should be relatively easy to get up and out for par. This was an ideal tee shot. Oh, it's flexing back. Just a little short there. Definitely noticed that when practicing this week. It plays a little longer than it looks going down into that green.
Oh, bye-bye, knee. Come on, why'd they leave that in? That's stupid. But we got a tactic approach here, really fast green.
Yep. Should be pretty routine getting that putt in, but just a little bit more, it could turn into not routine putt very quickly.
I think the part I'm kind of realizing too at this point in the round is that I'm not getting as many birdies as I need to if I want to make a push at the lead. I mean, in my head, I'm looking at 18 under to 19 under is probably going to be the winning score, so I know I need to click some birdies, and it's definitely weighing on me a bit.
Yeah, these first few, you definitely can get off to a quick start, but it's also, as we've said, really easy to just get a lot of pars.
Decent bid.
Yep. Looks like he still has a decent window at the basket. Puts it in there. Saves his par.
And I will also get my par, so we have a par frame for the card. That's probably pretty typical for how this hole's going to play. I mean, I like the hole, it's just kind of tough with the headwind off the tee pad.
Yeah, I think the landing zone's pretty specific, and the green is pretty small. So,
hole 5, no surprise, is played as the easiest hole on the course, only 240 feet. Pretty simple forehand hyzer, just kind of lacing like an overstable fairway driver at this skinny tree in the back and skipping right in front of that basket. That is actually not the basket we are playing to. We're playing to that other patch of mulch a little bit further away. Doesn't change the hole too much, but definitely makes it probably a little tougher on the putting green.
This one was
Pad
a little
skip.
too flat. Bad skip too. Still have a look at the bird.
This one's got a little more angle and kind of got a bad skip as well.
Yeah, I feel like those both were hitting the ground a little earlier than I would ideally. This one's looking much better.
Oh my
Ooh.
gosh.
Almost put it in.
I didn't know it was that close.
Yeah. No one spoiled that for me earlier today.
Me either. And
This
Abe.
is a wild route.
This definitely can work with no wind, but we had a left to right, so kind of just pushed it and knocked it down. He's going to have a fairly open approach here for his par save.
Yeah, I had no clue where he was there at first. That's crazy. I never saw anyone do that on my card.
You saw some other things on your card.
I saw different backhand lines over the top. I saw James Conrad throw a hyzer flip turnover putter over the top, down like the middle of the fairway. Nice putt there. And elevator it down right on top of the basket, basically. He was inside bullseye.
Jake, nice firm cleanup for par. And I will have about a 15-footer here for my first birdie, I don't know, second birdie of the round. Now under par.
Pretty wild to only see one birdie on the card. Or we saw two, never mind. I haven't made a good putt. But not the cleanest that I've seen this hole played, that's for sure. Alright, hole 6, we're playing to an alternate pin today. Par 3, 515 feet downhill. Most people are going to be throwing a hyzer out to the right of this tree that we are seeing, trying to fade back in before this next set of trees and hopefully getting a little skip up to this basket. Short and left, you might have an obstructed putt, but if you're on the backside of the green, it's wide open.
Yeah, today we had a pretty ripping headwind, head left to right, which is just about the worst wind you can have on this hole. Which I know, I mean, was pretty much unreachable for me, honestly, unless I hit it perfect. And, you know, the other guys on this card are probably thinking the same thing. Just get yourself like a 45-footer and then hopefully make the putt.
Yeah, I was definitely playing tough today. It was gettable if you really kept your angle just right and you had to kind of hug that first tree. Oh.
I felt a gust of wind. I thought this one was good, it just didn't quite tip its wing.
Yeah. Not bad though. It's about pin high. Not sure if there's going to be much of a look from there with those branches, but I was expecting to see maybe throw a little bit lower line, honestly. Do you like throwing the high line on there?
I just really didn't know what to do, so
Yeah.
I figured if I throw it high, worst case I'll be down there. I was thinking about, like, if I really shanked it, I could turn it over OB right. You know, I wasn't feeling super controlled with my backhand, so just want to give myself a chance.
No drives were too great there. It's as we said, it was playing pretty tough today. So probably just going to see a lot of pitch ups to get their pars.
Yeah, go ahead and just fast forward to hole 7.
Alright, let's see one more of those.
Do you have any jokes to kill the time?
Honestly, I have nothing right now. Oh, he went for it. Not going to be left with a bullseye, but still makes it though.
And a nice little par frame as we head into hole 7. All right, 7 is a par 4. I don't like that number on the distance, but you're gonna wanna land right next to this T sign. This is about the money spot, and then throw like a flat to hyzer shot, kind of pushing toward that window of that house, and then fading back toward the basket. We're playing the long pin today. This is a very good par 4. Takes a technical drive and a good approach.
Averaging a little over par today. I think tee shot is pretty critical on this one.
And even that is just par. If you hit anything early, it's a par at best.
Yeah, the tee shot is way more critical today with us having to go to the long pin. When it was in the short, you could kind of miss a little and still scramble. This one is sneaking under.
This is perfect.
Pretty good. Yeah, he's going to be lined up perfectly with that next window.
I feel like the difference in the pins here is like really what separates like a really hard local course versus like a pro tour course is, you know, just that 75-foot difference where you have to throw 2 really good shots to get the birdie. So I like this hole a lot.
Yeah, this hole definitely plays difficult. It requires two good shots, and it's tough to make something out of nothing on this hole. So first shot is critical. That was a nice shot by Abe. Got himself to about where the short basket is. Should have an easy up and down for par.
Evan does still have a chance here, but he needs to get a good skip. Just didn't quite have the forward push he was needing. Jake's in prime position here. He's going to be throwing his tsunami.
This is looking pretty good.
Yep, slides right into edge of circle.
Yeah, a little low, but it's easy to do.
Does this scare you as much as it scares me?
Yeah, I hate trees being in my backswing.
Yeah. That one got in my head. You can kind of see just the follow through is a bit uncomfortable. I try to throw forehand whenever I can. That one was far enough where I felt like I could throw it safely, but if it was 3-4 inches to the right, I definitely would have been throwing a forehand instead.
Little jump putt approach there. Probably what we're going to see out of Abe too. Yep. Ooh, this is a fun little putt.
I love these type of putts. Kind of frames it up for you.
Oh. Should have putted that one a little harder. Dang, that's unfortunate. That was centered.
And that was a better putt right there.
Yeah. Jake squeaked that one in on the left side. Birdie's a birdie.
The bogey's a bogey.
Bogey's a bogey. Gotta see both sides of that on this hole.
I'd say it's pretty good to see one birdie on this hole. Definitely played as a pretty tough get.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I hope we don't see any more of those though, you know? No more spits.
I mean...
Hole 8, par 5, 1,058 feet. We're playing to the long pin today. You'll see the green zone is where good tee shots land for going for birdie. And then if you land in the blue area, you have the chance to go for eagle. Most second shots will land in this second green area, leaving about 200 and 250 foot approach into this green that's protected by the dogwood. We're going to the white basket that you can see in the back there today. Headwind off of this tee shot as well, and there's OB on the right, so definitely can bait you into throwing something overstable and going towards that left. This is headed a little too far left.
Yeah, that's not a great spot. And this one I think was even gettable for the long pin in practice for the eagle when there was no wind or even like a good wind. But I do like this play a lot right here from Evan. Never at any chance was going to be out of bounds. And yeah, just kind of breaking it down like a par 5. It is downhill the entire way, so as long as you give yourself a good footing on the second shot, you should be able to capitalize. And this is a boss out of Abe, throwing it absolutely perfection.
Yep, right down the middle.
So I wasn't gonna throw this line, but after I saw Evan, I thought I would do it, and it worked out great.
Yeah, it's putting you in a good position to get some distance on the next one, which is really all you need. Big flex line.
Decent shot there. It's gonna put him probably around that birdie zone. This is actually a really fortunate lie to after, where his tee shot was heading.
Yeah, he was able to chunk off a lot of distance there still. If he's a little farther in that tree, he's just pitching out.
Yeah, when you play par 5s, I mean, it's such a important thing to just have some type of swing on your next shot. As long as you can make somewhat progress down the fairway, you're typically going to have a good look at birdie.
Ooh, it's a big shot. Needs to sneak under those trees and slide. Not a great eagle look there, but easy birdie.
Yeah, I'll take an easy birdie. I'm going with that tsunami again, and it was almost good. It just flipped up a little too much. Luckily stayed short of that cedar on the right. I'm checking scores. Evan going forehand, and this one just got a little nose up on him.
Yeah, those trees aren't friendly. Not sure what he's going to have from in there, but it's probably not good. Abe looking to slide into the green. A little short there. He might have a look though.
For eagle.
Putting, but not putting.
Bang!
Light it up to edge of bullseye.
You got to pad those stats. That is something I've been doing this year. If my disc is half in, half out the bullseye, I don't mark it. And you can really pad those stats for the PDGA this year. Super important.
That's crazy that you're thinking about things like that.
You know what they say, stats are all that matters.
Oh!
I'm sorry. That was, we've probably all been there at least once in our lives where you just kind of hit something in your downswing and the putter might shift in your hand and he's really just getting the short end of the stick here.
Dang, this is getting rough.
Evan putting a 130 Avenger SS.
Who doesn't bag one of those?
I don't.
Good putt there. Rough bogey, but good make for bogey. Could have easily been a double.
And Jake and I are going to tap in. His for par, mine for birdie. As we head into the last hole of our front nine. Took some pace off of that one.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. Hole 9 is a par 4, pretty short, just under 600 feet. This one played as the 13th most difficult hole today. The ideal tee shot lands just to the right of this wood carving of this eagle. And this flag, this is a Mando, so you must go right of it. I like this basket placement a lot because it forces you to have to make like a 20-25 footer. If you can land by that rock, it's a pretty good shot. And you know, this one is it's honestly more difficult than it should be, in my opinion. Like, I'm just trying to kind of put it out there toward that tree line. Finally read the wind correctly here.
Yeah, I was just kind of sending this one to get past the Mando.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
Placed a good one out there though.
Jake
Jake
is
following suit.
Yep, looking great.
Put another one right there in the middle. This one's drifting a little up. Stayed one up in time though. There is an OB path over there on the right that can come into play if you turn it over too much.
So needs to flex.
Catches the tree. Ooh, forehand roller. Not sure where he was trying to get with that, but it put him in a great spot.
Yeah, now that I think about it, I'm not sure why he would do that, but I mean, there's bushes kind of blocking that.
Yeah.
Maybe the miracle though, sneak through him or something.
Great shot there by Jake.
Yeah, that was played
Back
really
side.
nicely. See, Evan's going zone OS here and hooking up real quick, and that's perfect.
Yeah. Hug the back wall just like Jake there, both in the circle for birdie. Ooh. Seen this play by a handful of people. Forehand turnover. That looked really good. Shaped it well.
Yeah, it was it's not super necessary to try to park this hole, but I felt like almost too close to throw the backhand. This is a decent idea though. I like that idea of the spike because it gets down to the ground.
Yeah, all 4 of y'all are in the circle. Abe looking at par. Oh, wow. That, I'm surprised that stuck. That was really high and left.
But it was a better putt, you know. That's why.
I mean, it stayed. It's not one that I expect to stay every time.
That putt was so satisfying. That was just like good commitment. Easy birdie there for Evan. And we got Abe
in for par.
grabbing the par, and I will have a short putt for my birdie.
Basically a tap in with how long your arms are.
It feels that way sometimes.
Did this one feel like a tap in?
Not necessarily, but honestly, I feel better about obstructed putts than I do normal putts. Makes it easy to commit to it. You don't have as much of an expectation to make it. And that's it for our front 9. Looking at the front 9 recap, we have Evan and Jake tied for the lead of this card, shooting a 4 under for the round, 12 under total. Myself at 10 under, and Abe falling right behind. It's looking like it's still a dogfight out there. We got Calvin playing pretty solid, and everyone up in that lead card is still right in contention. Obviously, they are a few holes behind us. But yeah, that's going to be it for the front 9. Be sure to subscribe to Ace Run Pro, and be sure to tune in for the back 9 here on the channel.
We'll see you there.